Good morning, my lovely people. It's Grace here, Bicodonia, and it's been a rather pleasantly non-eventful trip so far. We set out to explore a new road that runs from Ban Sopong up near the Myanmar border and back into Pai. And unlike the last time we explored a new track near Pai, we didn't end up sleeping on the mountain in the rain. It hasn't taken us 3 days to get out of there. And my clutch is still intact, so I think we're going to chalk that up as an absolute victory. In fact, I am lounging in complete comfort here at the guest house with motorcycles in full view as they should be. Having said all that, we may be heading straight back into the same maelstrom as we had last time because today we are hoping to explore another new track, which is theoretically possible to make this into a nice little loop. So that would be a loop from Pai through to Ban Sopong, where friends of ours have a lovely, lovely guest house, and there's a very cool cave. And when I say a cave, I mean this massive cave network, which is really very, very cool to explore. Now, this is called Tam Lot, and this is a massive cave system. As you can see, it comes complete with its own underground river and breathtaking formations inside deep, deep caverns. There was part of me that just wanted to sit and absorb the darkness. But it turns out, of course, that that part of me was less strong than the part of me which just wanted to go and ride dirt bikes. So after our cruisy day the day before, it was time to go and throw ourselves at a hard enduro mountain. Now, this first bit was okay. You could just keep railing up there in second gear without stopping. And momentum was key. See all those roots, see all those logs. You just need to maintain your momentum to get over those obstacles. However, as the hill went on, it became steeper and steeper, and it no longer became possible to ride straight up the hill without wheeling the bike over backwards. So we had to do a zigzag pattern from right to left across the side of the hill, requiring some pretty nifty turn maneuvers at the corner of each zigzag. Of course, I just kept railing until eventually I got knocked off my line and it all went pear-shaped. There we go. The first dirt nap of this hill. Not to worry, it's not the first dirt nap for this bike. We've been through a few, and so pick it up again and get back on the track. Now, this bike is a 2022 KLX230, and we have gone at it pretty hard, pulling heavy bits off this bike to make it light enough for me to pick up when I drop it in the dirt like this. So we've pulled off the whole headlight and instrument assembly. We've changed out the full exhaust for a light pro circuit one. We have changed out the bars to make them stronger so that when I drop it on its face, I don't bend those bars. And we've done a bunch of other things, mostly aimed at, like I say, making it a lighter bike. Okay, here we go again, and the tyres I'm running are Michelin Enduro mediums, and they hook up pretty good even when it's steep as can be. So as you can see, sometimes I'm getting knocked way off my line by these various lumps and rocks and roots on the way, but you just keep going because the worst thing on a hill like this is to lose momentum. You stop going forward, that's when you start going backwards. But the hard bit hasn't even started yet. We're just starting to get to the point where the bike wants to wheelie over backwards every time you hit a little root. And it's a fine art of calculating when and how much to pull that clutch to make sure, you don't end up with a motorbike on your head. I am, however, very happy to report that at no point did the bike actually end up backflipping. So on this hill, that was a victory for me. So here, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I am wriggling the bars lock to lock to get my front wheel back in the rut, because the rut at this point is the only thing that's saving me from going all different directions. Well, perhaps saving me is not quite the right word, because as you see, it doesn't always work so well. Sorry about that. I can't stand up. Now, much to my chagrin, I have not mastered the art of the one-wheeled pivot turn. You know, when you get the bike up on its back wheel and then you just put the front wheel down exactly where you want it to be. So in this picture, you can see me doing the bar shuffle from lock to lock as I'm trying to get my front wheel down the hill where I want it to be. And this would have been super easy if only I could have done one of those pivot turns. But unfortunately, I haven't mastered the skill. I would complain about lack of upper body strength, but I know that's all bullshit, because if Megs can do it, so can I. More practice coming up. Now, I know this all looks pretty flat in the video, but trust me, it's really not. Here I am, narrowly avoiding a backflip yet again. Now, at this point, I realized that my side panel is falling off, so I stopped for a minute to whack it back into place, which is not a very elegant exercise, but you know, it works. The other thing I am yet to notice is that I've managed to bend my gear lever all the way into the case, which means I can downshift, but I can't upshift. Now, I won't notice this until I get to the top of the hill, because at this point I have no use for anything except first gear anyway. Alright, rock and roll. We are ready for the home stretch. The side panel is reattached and we are basically on top of the ridge now. Look at this. Look, this is basically flat. What a holiday. Now, it was at this point that we realized that the CRF clutch was slipping and we had better get off the mountain before it completely gave in. Now, I do feel slightly bad about this because I'm pretty sure that clutch would be okay if the CRF had not had to tow my KLX out of the jungle 2 weeks ago. But these things happen. And so it was time for a new clutch for the CRF. We rolled back down that mountain and back into Pai. And then from Pai, we hired some little 100-baht scooters to ride all the way back to our recovery vehicle, because there was no way I was going to ruin my beautiful enduro tires by riding on the road. Now, I passionately hate riding scooters, but to save my enduro tires, it was totally worth it. So that's how my day of enduro ended. It ended on a scooter with the enduro bikes on the truck heading for a new clutch again. It was a totally rad trip. I had a lot of fun, I ate a lot of dust, and I got up a hill that I would have been completely incapable of taking on just a year ago. So this is my dusty, satisfied face. I hope you've been out having fun too. Take it easy, and I'll catch you later.